everyone, welcome back to another episode of Apologetically Me. I'm Maggie.
I'm Wanda.
And this week we're here with the last set of 36 questions to make you fall in love. By the end of this, we're hoping that we have fallen in love with each other and will leave our respective partners for each other. But before we get started, Wanda, tell the people what you got going on.
Yeah, I got all dressed up for today. I'm ready to propose at the end of this, so I hope we fall in love. As for my update, though, I am officially done, I think, all my classes, all my required classes for my PhD program, which means I will have a lot more time on my hands, and I think that is great.
That is fantastic. That does not mean you are graduating, though.
No, it does not, although I wish it does. That would be nice. But that would be very short. Second update in relation to school stuff. Had I mentioned, so I mentioned a few weeks ago that I had received a scholarship for X amount of money. Today, I get something from OSAP, which is the Ontario Student. I don't know what the A and the P stand for. Assistance Plan?
So you get
But
even more money?
no, I don't. So for some reason, they recalculated it. And usually that means you do get more money. I got less. They have now said that they have overpaid me money for the semester, and I cannot figure out what has changed because I've reported all my income correctly. I haven't changed my status as a full-time student, but they have taken away $1,000. And so it can only lead me to the conclusion that because I got the scholarship like a few weeks ago, they have now calculated that into my funding and was like, "Ooh, we actually gave you too much. So we are deducting this." But I don't know how they're going to take it, and I don't know how I'm supposed to repay it. So a lot of confusion there. I don't even know if I have to repay it immediately because it's under the threshold of $2,000. So generally just a lot of confusion on my part.
And my part now, too.
Yeah, it's everyone on the podcast's part.
Nice. But I forgot you're going on vacation soon, but at least you're going on vacation soon.
Yeah, I'm a little bit scared about that too because I was reading today and we are in the sixth wave
We
of the
are.
pandemic. Yeah,
And no one is wearing their mask. Great.
yeah. Um, I'm a little bit concerned that everything is going to get shut down again, which would be super unfortunate because then, well, first, you don't want to travel when everything's shut down and pretty bad, but you also can't really do anything when you get to the place. So,
I am sorry.
yeah. On the bright side, our the place that we're staying at is fully refundable, I think, up until 28, 24, or 48 hours before the date. And I think I might be able to push the tickets back to a different time because I'm an Aeroplan member or whatever, but I don't know. It's just a phone call that you don't really want to make. Anyways, what's your update for this week?
Um, this is week 2 of living with my boyfriend. New update. We have our dog. Um, his dog. It's not really his dog either. It's his best friend's dog. Anyways, his name is Jackie. We took Jackie. We now have a dog with us.
Jackie is a boy dog.
Jackie is a boy dog. Yes.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, you thought he was a girl?
I was constantly referring to him as she and her, and you never corrected me, so.
I don't think I noticed. Yeah, it's been pretty cool. We definitely go out more. Like me and Nick do go for walks, but we usually went for one big walk every evening. Now we go for 3 walks a day, which is great. I've been getting my steps in. I
How
think
many
he's
steps are you hitting?
minimum 10,000 steps, which is pretty great.
Oh, that is really good.
Yeah, I went to the building gym today too on my lunch. Great. I mean, the
Oh,
building itself is the gym is very small, but it was
oh.
well, I'll try it out, see how it is. But we recently figured out I think on our lunch break, like last week, we explored like all the tunnels. So we found out how things were connected. So now I know how to get to the Whole Foods underground. But also, my brother is adopting a cat without telling my mom. And I don't know how this is gonna go. He's gonna pretend that he's babysitting. And my mom was like, you can babysit the cat, but there has to be a timeline. And my brother's like, yeah, 2 weeks tops. And then he told me, he was like, don't tell mom, but I'm going to adopt this cat and we're keeping it forever. And I told him to go through the Humane Society because, like, you know, unwanted cats and stuff. But he was like, oh, they actually have a lot of problems. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Like, I'm still new to this. So he found a cat on Kijiji and he is paying $700 for this kitten who is 3 months old. And I was telling, because my friend Gabby just got a cat and my friends are like very like knowledgeable about pets, and they were like, no, that's way too much money for a cat, like it's insane. And they were saying like, oh, they were arguing about with my brother about if it's short hair or long hair. So my brother says the owner said it's a short hair cat which is not shed, and Gabby saw the picture and was like, this is totally a long hair cat. She was like, maybe the picture is just wrong, but just looking at it, it's a long hair cat, it's gonna shed like crazy. And my brother's like, no, for sure, it's short hair. I saw the mom, but it's not a purebred, it's mixed, so like you can't, there's no way to tell. And Gabby was like, you should ask for the medical history, and she was like listing a bunch of things you need to do, because at 3 months the owner doesn't need to get the shots. Like you have to wait, I think, until it's like 6 or 9 months. I could be wrong, but it's, you can't get those shots yet. It's not neutered or anything, so you have to go do that yourself, and it's very, very expensive. So I don't know how he's going to get away with this, thinking he can keep this cat. So in the possibility that my brother's cat gets evicted, I will have to have a cat.
And that really solidifies the I can never come over to your place.
If we have two pets. Well, I told my brother, like, as a backup, he can bring it here if my mom really hates it. And my brother was like, no, my mom won't hate it. It's so cute. And he was like, I won't part with the cat. If mom evicts the cat, then I will move out. And I was like, you cannot move out. You're spending $700 on this cat. And think about dog food and like all the shots and vet bills. Nah, you're broke.
$700 for a cat. Oh my god.
And then I was telling my brother, $700 is insane for a cat. And then he was like, if Jackie was taken from you, would you not pay $700 to get him back? And I was like, that is a completely different case. Why is someone taking away a pet we already have? Like, this is a cat you don't even know yet. This is a new cat. Like, what?
Yeah, it's like you're paying $700 to buy a baby versus like paying someone $700 to get your baby back.
Yeah. Yeah. I am truly at a conundrum here. I don't know what to do because I really value his trust and everything, but also as a responsible person, I think I should tell my mother.
I think you should at least not give him like a backup of like, oh, you can just drop the cat with me if like your mom kicks out the cat.
No, I guess that's fair. I think Gabby was saying, like, even when you go through the Humane Society, like, they ask you how many people you live with, and then they make sure that everyone comes there because everyone needs to consent to this, and like they want to make sure no one has allergies and is like lying on the spot. So this is not great.
Oh, I mean, but like adoption places usually do like a like walkthrough with like the family and everything, introduce like the kids to the animal and like make sure the parents are able to take care of it, do like a background check of some sort just to make sure like you're not abusive to animals and stuff like that. So buying something off of Kijiji, always a little bit sketchy. Buying an animal off of Kijiji, even sketchier.
Anyways, who's your beef or crush this week?
So my beef of the week is and a few weeks ago I mentioned that I've been watching Korean dramas and stuff, and like that passion is just like not there in Korean dramas. And I don't know if like dating and courting is just maybe different in Korea than it is in like Western culture, but like when like build up for so long and then the two like main characters like finally kiss for the first time, it's just like looks like two actors kissing. Like it doesn't feel like two characters that are in love with each other kissing. It's just very awkward. Like I think a lot of like Western productions now have like intimacy coordinators, and I feel like they need that role in Korea as well because it's just like it just really brings you out of the whole story how dispassionate they are.
Um, it's kind of funny you bring that up because in almost like every Korean drama I've seen, when they kiss, it's like a peck on the mouth. It's like their mom or dad was like watching, so like they
Yeah.
can't like really lean into the kiss.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I actually don't like it when they kiss.
I
Um,
don't either.
yeah, it's I like all the other stuff like the hand holding or like the sweet stuff because I'm like, oh, butterflies. But then when they kiss, I'm like, oh, didn't need to see that. Didn't need that see that filth on my screen.
They just feel so awkward about it, and like most of the time it is just like a lips meeting and
Yeah.
that's it. Like there's no movement. It's sometimes
Mhm.
awkward. Like
Mhm.
it's just like the position. Oh, it's so weird. They need to learn from Bridgerton, which
Don't
I
spoil.
feel
Don't
like
spoil. Don't spoil.
not spoiling anything.
Okay.
I'm just
Cool.
saying I think the actors, like especially in season 2, have like very good chemistry and there's a lot of tension there.
It's because they have intimacy coordinators. I mean, the
Exactly.
tension and chemistry, I think, like you can't really like train.
Fate.
Yeah,
Okay,
or
but to
yeah.
be fair, like the person who plays Anthony or Antony is gay IRL. So I feel like
Still,
it's
chemistry's got to
kind of
be there.
acting.
Yeah, I think we are talking about his sideburns, but he was like bragging about season one. He's like, "Yeah, I grew these sideburns out myself. They're so cool." And I was like, "Man, this guy's so ugly." And now without the sideburns, I'm like, "Oh, he's attractive."
The entire season, I was like, there's something missing on his face, and I can't pinpoint what it is, but he looks so much better now. And I was like, oh, he must have just like shaved like his beard or something from season 1. But then I saw something on YouTube that was like, oh, like they got rid of his sideburns to make it seem like he's a husband material. And I was like,
Mm.
what? That
Hmm.
was a thing. But yeah, very off topic. But anyway, it's just like comparing the two of Korean dramas versus like something like Bridgerton. It's just like the world of difference. And maybe that's just how it is in Korea.
Yeah, maybe. Very ex-nay on, or a very conservative country.
It is
But
it is
conservative,
fair.
but then like you see like girl bands like wearing like super skimpy outfits and dancing and like body curves and everything. That's okay.
Also like the country of like Korean dramas, like a whole category.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
Mhm.
What is your crush or beef of the week?
Um. Oh, my crush right now. It's not MGK, but I we discussed this already because I listened to the whole album last night and I really like those two songs. It was called Maybe and Makeup Sex by Machine Gun Kelly. Those two songs were fantastic off the album. The rest of the album, yeah, not so much. That's my short-winded beef. I mean crush. I have no other crush or beef this week.
Yeah, good for him for coming out with an album so quickly. And I do
Mhm.
quite like the name of the album, which is like Mainstream Sellout, I think.
Mhm.
It's like very tongue in cheek.
Yeah. He was saying I think in one of the songs that people were saying to him that he destroyed pop punk or like like he was doing something bad to it. Like he was
Yeah,
ruining
which is
pop
like,
punk. Which is not
I
true. He's
think
bringing it back.
exactly. So I know this is like maybe like a controversial opinion, but I feel very, very strongly about this. And without Machine Gun Kelly and Travis Barker, pop punk would have never made its resurgence into like mainstream music.
Yeah. I mean, all the other bands were still out there making music, but quietly so, I think.
Which is why I say like mainstream music,
Mhm.
because like we saw pop punk when we were younger and it was really popular back then, and like of course like people still listened and continue to listen to pop punk through the years, but then like to have like Travis Barker dating a Kardashian, like
Mhm.
is
And now
insane.
MGK's dating Megan Fox.
Yeah.
like one of the most beautiful women alive. Wow.
It's like without MGK, we don't see like all of these like collabs happening. So
Mm-hmm.
like Youngblood, like Travis Barker, Avril Lavigne is back, like Willow Smith with MGK, like all of these. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
quite insane. And I feel like he's like the like if there was like a diagram that like connected a bunch of people together, like he would be at the center of that.
Mm-hmm. Willow Smith also like very surprising transition to pop punk. She's great.
Yeah, she's really great in pop punk.
Mm-hmm. I think so many more of our favorite artists can go into pop punk. Taylor Swift, next is you. Okay, moving on to our last set of questions. Set 3 of 36 questions to make you fall in love. Okay, ready for the first one? Okay. Make 3 true we statements each. For example, we are both in this room feeling ...
So weird.
This is very weird, yeah. We'll take turns, so you go first.
We both value our independence.
We are both dating white men.
How dare you? Try to think of things that are like deep and not like superficial. Both have crazy families.
We both have a Venn diagram. We both like the same music to a certain degree. Same, actually, more than that. Same music, same food, same drinks.
We are funny. We are funny. we.
When important milestones or we just have something trivial or just something to say, we both tend to text each other first. We're both in the top 2 to text each other. I think that's true.
Oh.
Nice. Cool. I think that was 3. Nice.
Okay. Question. Complete the sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share ...
I wish I had someone with whom I could share this place that I want to go buy a cheesecake. I want to buy a cheesecake today, but Nick doesn't want anything sweet.
Oh my god. So to give context, Maggie messages me on Monday being like, oh my god, Nick won't get bubble tea even though I want bubble tea and he won't share it with me. And then on one hand, I'm like, yes, you are an independent woman, you can get it yourself. And the other hand is you've been eating out a lot, so maybe you should not get it. In the end, she didn't get it. This is the second time this week. It's Wednesday where she's been like, I want this, and Nick doesn't want this.
You really see all my cravings come out at once.
Mine, I wish I had someone with whom I could share all my food preferences and all my drink preferences. So no matter what restaurant I go to, they'd always be willing to split something.
Aw. Dang it, that was so good. And mine was just a cheesecake.
I mean, like, it's kind of, we both went the same, like, food route.
Yeah, fair. If you were going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know.
I'm really needy sometimes and need undistracted eye contact. And I say that last part specifically because I watched, like, a YouTube short this morning where it was like, my baby was really good today. And it was like a few month old baby, so she's gonna get like 5 minutes of uninterrupted eye contact. And I saw that and I was like, oh, I want that too.
I guess like a close friend would know that I guess it's important for them to know, oh man, I have a side story to this too. It's important for them to know that I suffer from hormonal breakouts and that I do not always look great. and it will flare up, and it sucks, and it makes me very sad. So my moods will be very up and down, which will suck. But I had heard from my mother and Gabby's mother's sister that this happened to them too. And the only way it went away was when they had a baby and they were pregnant and the hormones balanced out. And then all of a sudden, they never had a single pimple ever again. And I was like, what the fuck? I have to have a baby to get rid of my hormonal acne. I hate this. So, that is what I would want my close friend or my partner to know. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
You're gonna have a child for sure.
I guess I have to at this point.
Yeah, one way or the other.
Child or Accutane.
Yeah. Honestly, a child might be better. I've heard Accutane just really messes up your body.
It does, yeah. Gabby Zeb was on it though. When he came to Canada, and literally as soon as he stepped foot, he said his skin broke out like crazy.
Weird.
Yeah, he went on Accutane for a year, cleared up. It was great.
I have like another thing, because you mentioned that you had like a lot of other things too. But I guess my second thing would be like I do suffer from like anxiety, and it could become very, very annoying. So them learning how to deal with that and deal with me would be super helpful.
I don't think it's annoying, and I'm sure Jordan would say the same thing.
Um, there's definitely times where he's like, "Oh my God." Are you serious right now? Because like sometimes I spiral like really, really hard and like I go into like really like weird holes. So for example, last night I was like, you know what? If I continue to go on the path I'm currently going on, and like maybe I'll just be happier as like a stay-at-home wife, you know? And it's like I'll just like clean and cook and hotter and etc., etc. And he's like, okay, but I will only accept this if you also make all my appointments for me and do my taxes and fill out all my paperwork. He can really min max his life. And I was like, you know what? If I have all the time in the world, like, yes, I would agree to that.
I would happily do that.
Yeah, I would too. And it's like, it's not that much work. And it's like, I would
not.
have probably done that already, even if I
Yeah.
wasn't.
Nice. Same brain cell.
Don't tell him that.
Yes. Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met.
How is this any different than like what last two sections have been?
I don't know. You really want to reaffirm what you like about them.
Be honest this time? Like,
Because you were lying last time, apparently.
How do I dig deeper into this honesty? I like that you reaffirm me.
Are you lying this time or being really honest this time?
Who knows? I'm really trying to, like, it was not easy, I guess, like thinking of these things and saying them out loud because, like, sometimes it's like very hard to articulate them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, trying to think of 5 and then another 5 and then another 5 is just like, to be original.
Mm.
Also, it's hard to come up with things.
Mm-hmm. I feel that. I see what you mean now. Every time you say something, I'm like, yeah, me too. I mean, everything I'm gonna say, like, I've already probably told you before.
Yeah.
But this time, I really mean it. I really like that you're very, I think it's probably my favorite thing about you, that you're very, like, goal-oriented. Like, you don't let anything get in your way. You have a goal, you do it. Very big dick energy. I love it. It's what I strive to have.
Second time you said BDE.
I just really like it.
Fake it till you make it.
Exactly.
Next question. Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life.
I've already shared this before. But it was when it was in grade 3 and we were all on the carpet just listening to the teacher read And then I sneezed and I farted at the same time in front of the whole class. And it was very loud. And then this guy was like, "Who cut the stinky cheese? Maggie did." And then I ran to the bathroom crying. Well, the teacher asked me, "Maggie, do you need to go to the bathroom?" I didn't. I just went. And then I ran out of the room crying.
It's really funny because I've been doing that a lot more recently. And like every time I do it in front of Jordan, he's like, "Are you a dog?" Because apparently dogs do that a lot too.
That's cute.
Um, so I guess like embarrassing, it was like when I was younger, I like like I thought I broke the computer because I think I was like probably like 5 or 6 years old. And like this was back when like computers were like super chunky and super prone to issues, I guess. And for some reason, like I couldn't get it to turn back on and everything. And then I just like started crying. I locked myself in the bathroom and I wouldn't get out of the bathroom because I was like, oh my God, I broke this super expensive computer. Even after like my mom invited her friend over to like help fix the computer and she had to like coax me out of the bathroom being like, "Don't worry, you didn't break it. It's okay. It was a simple fix. It's fine."
Oh, that wasn't even that embarrassing.
Okay, fine. I'll tell you something else. It was embarrassing at the time. Um, there's one time where I tried to lie to get into like a 14A movie, but I got my dates wrong. And then all of people I was with, like kind of already had went and gotten their ticket. And I was like, so they had to go exchange their ticket for something else. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And like I was trying to like impress these friends too. And I was like, oh God, this sucks. Anyways,
Oh.
that's why you need to pay attention to math, kids.
That's a good life lesson. Nice.
It's like one of those things where it's like when you think about something, like when you're about to make a phone call or something and you think about what you're gonna say, but then like you think about it too much that you like mess it up. Yeah.
Ugh. Yes, I feel that. Okay. When did you last cry in front of another person by yourself?
Mm, last time, Jordan, I was watching some show. Dave.
Nice. I still haven't watched that.
Oh my gosh, it's so many tears. So many
Oh,
episodes of me
God.
crying. I always say that like the last time he's cried in front of me though was like 2 years ago.
At the airport.
Well, 3 years ago at the airport. That was the last time. And like I'm constantly like, you should cry in front of me more.
I see that too. Nick hasn't cried in front of me once.
Yeah, and it's like
I'm gonna.
unfair because
Mm.
I so often.
If we ever get married and I'm walking down the aisle and this man is not crying, I'm leaving him.
Yeah, honestly, I've said the exact same thing. I was like I've seen like because you watch those like videos on like I don't know YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and you see like these husbands like tearing up when they see their wife walking down the aisle, and I was like, need that. That is the affirmation I need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that.
What about you?
The last time I cried, probably watching. We started watching the show Yellowstone. It's super long, super cowboy. But I think it was. It was a scene. It was the very first episode, and I think like one of the kids died. That was sad.
Yeah. So the last time you cried by yourself?
Oh, by myself. Um, watching a movie. Wait, I wasn't by myself. I was with Christina. When did I last cry by myself? I want to say it was like probably last month on my period. I was like thinking about a lot of things, and I started crying. That's all I remember.
So the next question: tell your partner something that you like about them already.
This is just. It's so much repetition. Why are they just like remove duplicates and do 30 questions instead of like 36?
What is the word like about them already?
Like, I don't want you to change this. All the other stuff though, I want you to change.
I see. I am going to skip this question.
Good call.
What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about?
Oh, a lot of things. I feel like rape or anything sexual assault is too serious to be joked about. Um, someone dying. Uh, Depends how they died. I feel like that's everything I can think about. I don't know. What do you say?
Mine was gonna be alopecia.
Yeah,
If
apparently.
you know, if you've been paying attention to what has happened at the Oscars, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever like slap someone or like hit someone for like taking a joke too far about your partner?
No, I don't think so. But I'm also not a violent person. Not that I
Would you
think Will Smith is, but
no.
yeah,
Would
I
you
don't
want
know.
your partner to hit someone on your behalf if they
No,
took a joke? Okay.
I'd be so embarrassed. I
No.
feel like it'd make it worse.
Yeah, I agree. Um yeah, I think the things that you said, like I hope I die in a funny way
Mm-hmm.
so that like my death can be joked about.
Yeah, I don't like if it's suicide or like something really sad, like overdose or something like that. Don't joke about it. It's
Mm.
one of those like things you leave alone.
So like saying kill myself, something to be joked about. That is okay.
If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone, and why haven't you told them yet?
um, I don't think I'd regret not. Yeah, I'm good.
I would regret not telling my mom that my brother was getting a cat.
Oh my god. Yeah, I would too. That for you, I would too.
Yeah. I have not told her yet because I don't want to betray my brother's trust.
Yeah.
I hope she listens to this episode so that I
Yeah.
didn't have to really like directly tell her.
To be fair, if you died and your brother still got the cat, like immediately after your death, like I'd be like, did I really mean that much to you?
I feel like that'd be way more acceptable if I died and he got a cat. Like, it's like his grief cat.
Only if he names it Maggie. Your house, containing everything you own, catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save any one item. What would it be? Why?
Uh, my laptop.
Two.
Oh, but I have two. Can I take both?
Oh.
Fuck. I guess my personal one. I don't really care
Yeah,
about my work one.
why would you take your work
I don't
laptop?
know. I was like, I got work the next day, but I guess I
Oh my god.
realistically wouldn't go to work.
I feel like they would get you a new laptop under those circumstances.
Ooh, yeah. I do really like my work laptop though. Like, I would get it as a personal laptop next time.
If you were like, say you go in and you saved your personal laptop and you were to go in again, but there's like a 50-50 chance that you wouldn't make it back out, would you go in to save your work laptop?
No. I'm not that crazy. Okay.
Yeah,
You said your laptop too?
yeah,
Nice.
definitely. Everything is on my laptop.
Yeah. Like anything else could be replaced, I think. My
Yeah.
laptop, I don't think I've backed up yet.
Yeah, I really should too, but it's
Hmm.
just like so much effort.
Yeah, and I think to back up all my stuff, I have to buy something, like some cloud storage, but I am a little bit cheap.
Which is like, maybe I'll allocate some of the money that I spend on streaming services for this.
Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing and why? I think I know our answers for this. I think they're the same.
What is it?
Our moms. Yeah. Do you think you would be like permanently like scarred for a very long time?
Probably.
Yeah.
as
I
much as I
don't.
complain about her.
Yeah, I don't know how. Maybe it's because like we're still like quite dependent on our parents or mothers, but I feel like when my mom's mom died, she was upset, but like she got over it, or maybe she hid her emotions. Maybe that's it. Like she didn't
Oh, my
grieve for
mom.
as long as, oh, she was a mess. I see.
Yeah, it was like very sudden too. So it was like she didn't really get a chance to say goodbye.
Oh,
Um and so like every single year like she talks about it, like brings it up during like around that time too. And she always
oh,
like remembers and stuff and it's always very sad.
that is very sad. I'd probably do the same.
Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it. Also, ask your partner to reflect back to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen.
Oh, I guess we could talk about my breakouts. They were really bad like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, okay, if this medication does not work for another month, might have to go on Accutane. But then recently, instead, I was reading about double cleansing. So I've been using. I really like. I avoid oil cleansers because I'm so oily. So I was like, I'm gonna use this new oil cleanser and use it only on half my face and try it every other day so that I don't break out or anything. I thought this was a safe approach. But if this does not work, do you think I should go on Accutane?
Firstly, I think there's like a common myth that if you're very oily, you're not supposed to use oils on your skin. But, like even when you have oily skin, you're supposed to use oils on your skin. It's healthier for your skin that way.
It's how you get the oils out, is what I was reading.
Yeah. So I do not think you should go on Accutane.
I don't want to, but I am afraid. And I hate my skin. And I realize I don't really like pictures and I hate taking selfies and stuff because I hate my face.
I've heard that Accutane gives you similar effects to like adverse reactions like antidepressants.
Um, I have also read this on Reddit. It makes you you get like very depressed because in month 2 and 3 you purge like crazy. Like all of the pimples that you would have had like all come to surface and it looks so gross and like you don't want to be in public for like month 2 and 3. Like you can like, but it just like looks so bad when people post pictures. So I think that's what when people get very depressed and very itchy and sad.
Yeah. Or like other effects, it like really causes like weird hormonal imbalances in your body as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I never recommend Accutane. Also, again, I am not in your shoes and I do not experience hormonal acne to the extent that you do. So if you think that it's going to make you happy, I think you should do it.
I think nothing will make me happy.
That is also fair. Have you tried just getting pregnant instead?
I will not be doing that. Thank you though. But I
To be
think
fair,
hmm?
two birds, one stone.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking. I said that last night to Nick too. And he said, "Uh-oh."
That's
um
funny.
but I think this new medication, it's only month 2. I'm not going to jinx it, but it's looks like it's getting better. It's got to get worse before it gets better. So we will see. Anyway, that's my personal problem. Thanks for some advice, but it wasn't really advice. You just told me to get pregnant.
I think that's good advice. It's like that tweet that's like, you should get pregnant to find out who your real friends are.
That's great life advice.
um, yeah, I mean, like personal problem. This doesn't like it's not as deep as I was like expecting it to be. Like this,
I have no other problem in my life.
that's pretty good.
I mean, I do, but they're like also like very shallow surface level. Like I eat too many sweets and bad food. What do I do?
Honestly, and you think the
Stop.
Accutane one is not a shallow problem too?
um. Yeah, I got no other personal problem.
Ask your partner to reflect back to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen.
Oh. I feel like I was pressured to choose a problem very quickly, so I just chose the first thing that I've been thinking about for the past couple days. But I feel like maybe there is another problem that I'm just like I can't think of right now. But it must not be important if it's like not. I didn't bring it up, so we're good.
It's okay. It's like when you have like a fight or something and you're like showering later and you're like, oh, that would have been such a good reply.
Yeah, I'm really gonna regret this when I
You're
edit.
gonna be like, oh, and I have this problem and this problem and this
Wanda,
problem.
you got 2 seconds. I gotta rant real quick.
I'm surprised you didn't just ask me about like what would you do? Would you tell your mom about your brother getting a cat behind her back?
Oh, I feel like your advice or solution is different because you don't have siblings, and I don't mean that in yeah, I don't mean to be rude about it, but like yeah, because you don't have siblings, so you will easily betray his trust.
My imaginary siblings trust. Yes, I
Yeah.
would. It is so funny because like the entire time, like you were telling that story, I was just thinking, I was like, but like, why don't you tell him? But why don't you tell him? But why don't you or, like why don't you just tell on it? Who cares about his trust? Like this is crazy.
Yeah. Um yeah. It's different.
To all my possible future siblings, do not trust me with anything.
Nice. Okay, what is your personal problem?
It's hard because it's like it's not like something that you can solve.
I will try.
Unless you like give me a job. So my personal problem is that I can't seem to land any interviews. And where I stride or like where I do my best is in the interview phase, even though I got ghosted last time after an interview. But that's okay. um so what do I do? And how do I become okay with remaining jobless for the time being? Feeling like my life has been put on hold and I cannot progress with my life until I find a job, but also at the same time, not being able to land any interviews that would put me at least in the right direction of getting a job.
Um this actually kind of confused me because I think I was talking about it with Nick too because I was going through your LinkedIn profile and resume and it's very impressive. So I don't know what it is. My only thing is I guess just to network a little bit more, like network with people you like in the industry. Maybe that will help. Um if I
It's
knew how to do this for you, I would do it for myself.
wow, you wouldn't do it for me first.
But even networking like these days, it's kind of like weird to do. I don't think it's like a well established practice. Um, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to be like aim lower, but maybe like if you're wait, how desperate are you? Like you're gonna hold out until you get a good job, or like you're desperate?
I mean, like it is desperate, really.
Desperate is what I was doing when you were applying to literally every single job that was in your field of interest.
I'm not that desperate, but I am applying both to full-time and internship positions.
Wow.
So I feel like going below to an internship position is some level of desperation
Mm-hmm.
when
Mm-hmm.
you can work a full-time job.
But I see your approach to that because when you do internship, they're more likely to recruit you for full time. And
Yeah,
it's
of
easier
course.
for internship, I think. So
Yeah, which is like
I see your thinking there.
yeah, like me kind of aiming lower, but not also aiming lower and
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Maybe it's worth it to send your resume around to people and see what they say. Like people like actually in the industry, like get a good thing because I saw your resume once and I was like, wow, this is crazy. So maybe I am not your target market.
I wish you were.
I wish I was too, then I could help you.
Yeah, you'd be such a great hype man. You'd be like, yeah, of course, like hire her, duh.
I'm already doing that now. I'm already saying, wow, your resume is insane. I don't know why.
Yeah, which is like I constantly ask this like ask this question to people and like usually I get the same response that you give me where it's like I don't know what really you could do. I think you're pretty impressive.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what happens when I network with people too, but it never ends up anywhere. Jordan's solve how he would solve it was just like, you should just be a developer.
Mm.
Back to what you're doing in undergrad, the thing that makes you truly unhappy and truly depressed with your life, you should go back to doing that.
Oh no.
But I mean, would it be like a and the other thing was like, oh, like what if I even can't land a job as like a developer? Like what would you say then? And then he was like, I won't say anything then. So it might be
Oh,
worth it just for the pet.
nice.
Yeah.
How do you feel about sharing this problem?
I feel like I share this problem quite often with people and think about it a lot, and I can never get a straight answer. Just you know that movie Just My Luck?
Mm-hmm.
Like Lindsay Lohan and the other guy who was white.
Chris
Is it
Pine.
Chris Pine?
That's Chris Pine.
Oh, okay, yeah. So like that movie where she's like really lucky and he's very unlucky, and then they
Mm-hmm.
meet and they kiss, and every time they kiss, their luck switches back and forth. I feel like all my luck has been taken from me, and that is why I will continue being unlucky for the time being.
Well, I believe your aunt had said something like this, where you were unlucky 25 or something.
Oh, 24. It
Oh.
has seemed to continue on for a very long time.
Um, I I don't know. I don't think that's true. I don't think you're unlucky. I just think it's stupid.
Yeah. It's like kind of like a depressing note to end the like
This is
podcast on.
depressing.
Yeah. I feel like I should have shared like a happier personal problem. Like,
No.
I have too much money. How do I spend it?
I'm so happy right now. What do I do to create problems?
Yeah. Yeah, how do I a problem there was like a tweet that came out that was like, how do I as a straight white woman make the Will Smith slapping incident about myself?
Will Smith, if I was your mother.
Oh my god. At least Putin was white.
um so overall, do you feel like you're more in love with me?
I don't feel like this set of questions really did anything for me. I feel like I was more in love with you after the end of set 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was definitely feeling some type of way for you.
Yeah, this
Right now.
one
It's very repetitive, this one.
really is. If you are doing this with your partner, we suggest doing set 1 and set 2 and just
Mm-hmm.
avoiding set 3 altogether.
Mm-hmm. Um, do you feel like if you had done all this in one go with your partner, you would have felt more in love with them?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree. I did this in
What
one go with Nick, and we felt the same.
um I well, you cried. So,
Well, yeah, I did cry with the death ones.
um you mentioned this before, but doing this with straight males, and we're generalizing, but
Mhm.
often don't give the best answers when you ask them things like this.
This is very funny because I told Nick that afterwards, and he was like, "Wait, I gave great answers," and then I was like, "What compared to Wanda's?" And then he listed some of them, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so sweet." But now I forget what he said.
Because I asked you, and I was like, are my answers better or was Nick's answers better? And you're like, oh, your answers were better. They were so like deep and heartfelt. Now, we're not so sure.
I can't remember what he said, but it was very sweet afterwards because it was so fresh in my head from like yours, so I remembered yours and his, so I could compare it. But now I can't. I don't know.
Um, I tried to do this with Jordan, and it didn't go over so well. He is not the type of person to ask the if I had no limbs, like I had no legs, would you wear me like a backpack? Like whatever that vibe was.
He was like a fuck no, that's gross.
Yes. He would just look at me like I've gone insane.
Not the vibe you want. But
The vibe.
also, I respect this because you would have the same vibe too.
Yes, I would too. I'd be like, you are insane. What is this? So we keep each other in check.
Yes, I think so too.
Thanks for listening to another episode. Go like us on social media, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and go follow us on YouTube and like us wherever you get your podcasts. Join us next Thursday for another episode of Apologetically Me. Bye.
Bye.